Hello, everyone. Welcome. You've read the title of the video. You know exactly what we're going to be talking about. I wanted to talk about because I know I've seen a few people. I've seen a few people kind of talk about it, but not a lot. For example, another one should follow that channel. Really in depth on the Italia-based series. Heavily recommend you follow them. But yeah, is season 2 of Italia an improvement over season 1? Oh, 100% it is above and beyond better than season 1. You see, I back when season 1 started, I wanted to push myself to review the episodes because I noticed nobody else was doing it. Then the problem arose when the season after episode 2 kind of became almost unwatchable. I couldn't deal with the editing was really bad. The production was really bad. The judging was questionable at times. Okay, so oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm still scratching my head at the situation with Avant-Garde and Enorma Jean. I, I don't understand that. So you're saying both of them broke the rule? Then why don't you just send both of them home? You might as well have, because you already had 2 double Shantays in a row. And you sent 2 people home that episode anyways. Why even have a lip sync to decide who's disqualified? Both of them broke the rules. Both of them need to be disqualified. At that point is when I stopped watching because I just couldn't, no matter how much I tried to push myself to watch those episodes, I just could not. Nothing made sense. Nothing made sense in terms of judging. Nothing made sense in terms of. Point is, that's why I stopped reviewing season 1. It was just not a good season all around. Now, season 2, I will say this. It is not perfect, and it certainly still has its issues. But season 2 has so far been extremely watchable. Hell, I'm still rewatching episode 2 multiple times. This cast is way more charismatic than they were before, because before they wanted to kill each other out of the gate. Just not even a build up. We don't learn nothing about hardly any of these queens, and the queens that we did learn about in season 1 went home. And thankfully, it don't feel that way this season. So far, now granted, of course, we're only 2 episodes in, and that could very easily change. But so far, episode 2, one of the best episodes I've seen in a long time. That was one of the funniest acting challenges I've seen in a while. So let's start with the overall things that have improved. Now, while the editing is certainly still questionable at times, it's a lot more bearable this season. It's a lot more bearable. It's a lot more understandable, and they simplified a lot of things. Are there a couple things where maybe I would have cut maybe about 5 minutes from? Yeah, I will say sometimes when they're describing the mini challenge, when they're describing the mini challenge and the maxi challenge,
sometimes it feels like I don't feel bored listening to them, but it feels very much, oh, they're really talking a lot here. Like sometimes it can go on just a little bit too long, but it's nothing that ruins the immersion, especially because the contestants this season are a lot more hilarious than last season. They're a lot more wacky. They're a lot more in your face. And I will say this, Priscilla, I could tell you're still learning how to be a host, but I will say so far in the first two episodes that I've seen you in season two, you have heavily improved a lot. You're far less robotic than you were before. You're way more enthusiastic than you were before. You actually look like you're enjoying being there. You don't look nervous. You don't look scared. You look like you understand what you're there for. So I actually don't disagree with too many critiques she gives. But at the same time, she's not without her flaws. Like, and I'm gonna take this up with the edit. This might just be an editing thing, but from what we saw in the edits, for the most part, I actually agree with the placements a lot more this season. There's a couple where I questioned a few of the placements, but for the most part, no. I got episode one, the right person won, and the right person went home. There was no riggery as far as I saw there, because I mean it's pretty clear why La Diamond won episode one. Do we need to explain why? Look at that outfit. She made that. Are we shocked that Narciso, I don't know how to say the name. If I say it, any names incorrectly, feel free to correct me, but if you get pointed at me, your comment's just going to get removed. Narciso deserved to go home episode one. 100%, because I already saw a couple people calling riggery for that episode. It really wasn't. The right person won, and the right person went home. Episode two, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little mixed on the winner of the challenge. Not because she didn't deserve it, of course. Aura was the funniest one in that challenge. She breathed every single word that came out of her. Like she sold us the character. That was the character. She sold it. She did her job. Was her runway look that great that week? No, but it fit the category. So I'm not shocked she won. But I do want to talk about the bottom two that week, which were honestly pretty deserved. Like just being real, pretty deserved. Tanisa, I barely remember her in the challenge, and her runway look didn't read flower at all. Like it looked like a good look, but it doesn't immediately give flower. So I understood why she was in the bottom. I mean, listen, I'm going to have a lot to say about this next queen. Good things, by the way. As for Obama being in the bottom two, yeah, I mean, look at her in the challenge. She did the character the best that she possibly could. And I don't think there's anything else you could have done with that sort of character. I kind of look at it like Authority Thor when she did Stevie Nicks, or Katya when she did Princess Diana. Those are very small roles where there's not really a lot you can do with it. You just do what you can, and Obama ended up getting a role that she did the best that she could. I don't think she could have done any more than what she did, but it was not the best in the challenge. And her runway, as much as I liked the look, I have to agree, it didn't immediately read flower. Yeah, I get it. She was going for flowery meadow. She was going for hippie, which I like. But when you look at everything else on the runway, this one doesn't immediately read what she's given. But I do want to talk about Obama real quick, though. I've been seeing quite a few people online, saying some things about her. I've seen some people already say that she's getting a villain at it, that she's getting, that she's has no manners or just nasty things. And I want to say, I actually don't agree. Personally speaking, shout out to Maddie Rance for saying this particular one, but I do have to agree that Melania gets way too much camera time at times. I do wish in future episodes they could dial it back a tiny bit. And she's not annoying per se. Like it's not like, oh, I get sick and tired of seeing her. But I do agree it would be nice to see other queens focused on more than just her. Because that tells me, oh, these other girls aren't important. She's important. She's the storyteller of the season. I do agree she needs to get way less screen time. I mean, but just to highlight Obama one more time, she is the most hilarious one on this cast. She's the one that has the most personality on this cast. She didn't even need to explain what her drag was, and I could already tell she's a camp queen. She lives off of campy sense of humor. Oh, and I gotta point out, she's the second one on Drag Race, unprompted, to pick up another queen. Although instead of doing it in a lip sync, she did it in the mini challenge, which was still funny. But Obama, you killed that lip sync. I don't even know what that song was about, because the subtitles, for some reason, are 50-50 on songs. Sometimes they'll translate the lyrics perfectly, but sometimes they won't even bother translating the song. I don't even know what the song was about, and I can tell you sold that song way more. I can tell whatever the song was about, you embodied the song. I don't need to know what it's about to know that you embodied that song. So I think Priscilla did a really good job casting you. You have been the most entertaining part of this season. And I hope you make it top 3, even top 2. I don't care. I want her to win. Like, Obama at the moment is my current pick for the winner. So that's how I feel about the first 2 episodes. I feel like they're a huge improvement overall. There are some areas in the editing where it can sometimes feel longer than it needs to, but overall, it's a huge improvement. Priscilla is thankfully full of life this season, which I enjoy. Tommaso is Tommaso, like he's still funny, still campy, still hilarious. Like he knows what he's doing. Kiara, very hilarious. I love the way she directs. I love the way she's now she's one of my favorite judges. I like her personality. I like her Um, I like her style. I like, her expertise in the acting area. I think she's a good judge, and I'm glad she got to have a second chance. And I urge everyone, please give this season a chance. Please. Italy is a place that needs a show like this. It is a place that, well, it's not very easy for gay people, lesbian people, bisexual people, transgender people. It's not easy living over there as that. And it's good that a show like this exists to show, that side of the community that doesn't often get any love at all. And I like this season a lot more for the simple fact that, well, they're not worried. They're not worried on, they're less worried about doing gags. They're not worried about doing a gag for the sake of a gag. We had two double shantays in a row on the first season, and thankfully we did not have that happen again here. I wouldn't doubt the possibility of a double shantay, but so far we haven't had any, which is good. We definitely have not had a lip sync to decide who gets disqualified, which is also good.
And honestly, there hasn't been that many fights. Like, as I remember, episode 1. Now, granted, this could just be the edit because we don't see everything. But from what it looked like everybody just ganged up on Enorma from week 1. They kept coming at her every single week. And it kind of got annoying after a while because now granted, I don't know what went on there. I don't know if they had a valid reason for coming at her or not, but what it came across like in the edit is they all came at her for no reason. So far, from what I've seen in this season, while there's definitely been some shade, nothing over the top, which is good. It's refreshing. I did see a preview to next week's episode, though, and I already saw some people yelling, so let's hope it's good TV.
And I want to remind everybody here, please, 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 can we stop sending hate to Joe Frey? I'm not sitting here saying that Joe Frey's drag is groundbreaking or anything new or anything, creative or anything. Like, I like the drag, but you don't have to like it if you don't want to. But just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have to attack him. And I've seen some people already doing that, and it's getting on my nerves. Now, when I say attack, I'm not talking, critiquing the looks themselves or saying this is how I personally would have done this. That's fine. Where it becomes an issue is when you send a message to them and say they don't deserve to be there. That's where I take issue. And I've already seen a few people do that. Yeah, honestly, that's really all I have to say on Italia season 2. I look forward to episode 3. I can't wait to see how this season turns out. And it's already better than season 1. So I'm going to try my hardest to, I'm going to watch the season all the way through before I decide to do a review. And if I enjoy it all the way through, then I'm just going to do a singular video review and say what I thought about the season overall. But so far, with only 2 episodes shown, I like what I saw.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Kunimitsu signing out.